Alright, y'all, hello, and today we're taking a look at something hella futuristic. Something pretty weird, honestly. I'm kind of interested in learning about this. It's something called, like, the Colani, or a, like, future Colani truck. I don't know, this has been suggested to me for a long time by probably a dozen people, and it's something I haven't been able to get to till now, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take a look at some clips, see what we can see about this thing, see what we can learn, and, you know, you guys might have to educate me on if you've seen this thing and maybe any further history and facts about it in the comments. I would appreciate it. These will all be linked down below. We're just taking a look at some short clips. All right, so this first clip, hold up. You can see we're dealing with Euro trucks. Now, you know I love Euro trucks, but this is not exactly what I had in mind. It's not exactly what we usually learn about and see here. This is like some truck chilling in a parking lot. And that's the first impression. I'm like, what is that? Futuristic? Definitely the word you would think of. Maybe strange as well. But, you know, I do like kind of weird cars, and I like finding out what they are and why they are that way. This thing is hella weird, dude. Look at that. It kind of looks like aviation style right here, right? It looks like the front of some futuristic airplane. Like, essentially, you're in a... That is where the driver would sit, correct? Looks claustrophobic. But it looks sleek. Looks like a cockpit of an airplane, right? It definitely... I think aerodynamics is the vision here. Now, I imagine if this kind of thing was, you know, real on a mass scale and built well, I suppose aerodynamics are a big deal, and I feel like this could be really beneficial, right? I'm sure you could get a lot better fuel mileage out of something like this, in theory. Now, I don't know what this one is, because it's like more of like a complete vehicle. It's not like a semi-truck. And then with like the attachment, like the fifth wheel and gooseneck back here, where you would attach a trailer. So I'm not exactly sure what this thing is, but this is our first video, and it's pretty weird. Look at it, it's even kind of futuristic inside. This one looks as if it's been abandoned, because you see it's actually kind of dirty, right? So yeah, what is this? It's in Dortmund, if that helps. So it's clearly in Germany. Look at the 4 headlights. That's weird as well. This is just, it's cool to see it like chilling in a parking lot, because this is something like you think you would see online, like a picture, a rendering of, and it's like, oh, wow, that's weird. But no, this is not fake. It's literally right there in person, and it's dirty. Like, it's as real as it gets. All right, now with this clip, we're going to learn a little bit about this. This is in Dortmund also, by the way.
Om een vrachtauto te rijden. Hij is in dit geval gebaseerd op een DAF-chassis.
Het is aan een
Maar wat
DAF-chassis,
erop
oké.
zit is een design van Luigi, of Lutz, Colani.
Hence the
Dat
Colani
is een
name,
Duitse
oké.
designer die met name in de jaren
Oh, he was
70
German?
startte met het ontwerpen van zeer aerodynamisch vormgegeven
Ja.
trucks, maar ook auto's en vliegtuigen.
Also cars and planes. Ooh, I might have to learn more just about that guy.
Een van zijn uitspraken was: waarom zou een designer iets strak ontwerpen als de wereld waarop we leven rond is? Dus zijn uitgangspunt was dan ook echt de organische vormen en veel rondingen.
Organic
en zo. Je ziet
shapes,
het
many
ook hierin
curves.
terug. Ik mag vandaag een klein stukje in deze Colani truck rijden.
Now, hold up a second. This looks different than the truck we just saw.
Geproduceerd door Marquee Mobile. En
What the
ik ben
hell?
echt onwijs benieuwd. Wat vinden jullie ervan?
It looks equally weird. Wow, actually totally different though. The other one was literally like a bullet, right? Like it was so slim. Very aviation-like. This one is still, you could say, you know, resembles a regular truck, right? A cab-over truck, but it's clearly way different and radical. But this is more like a regular truck than the last one was. I didn't know these were different. Now I'm a little bit confused. It's very futuristic still. Look at that. The glass, like, pod just chilling on top. What on earth? Whoa, there's a good shot of it. That is so weird. Music. YouTube hates music. Oh, so you climb in down there. I mean, kind of like a normal truck. Look at that door. Wow, interesting interior. Look at this. Fit and finish. Interesting. Well, I mean, it kind of looks like it'd be comfortable. I mean, it looks tighter. Looks a lot tighter than regular Euro trucks like a Scania or a DAF or whatever. Especially DAF, because I remember being very impressed, seeing some, pictures and video on the inside of the cab of like a 2023 DAF or whatever it was we looked at in that video. And it was incredibly spacious and very nice, very plush inside. And I was thinking, damn, this is a truck? A semi-truck? It's incredible. This is obviously, I'm assuming, some sort of concept or whatever. It's kind of cool inside. Then again, looks a little tight. I mean, clearly it's a totally different design. Tons of mirrors. Weird wiper. Whoa, the wiper is like a Mercedes logo. It's like a tri-wiper. 3 arms. Do they literally spin in a full rotation? That would be insane if they did. Wow. March Mobile Vienna. Interesting. Okay, so she just said in the last segment that this is a promotional truck. It's not like a real fleet truck or in service or anything. But they do take it around Europe. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I remember in all my truck videos, I've done quite a few Euro truck videos. I've learned a lot. I have never seen this before. I'm kind of shocked that it took this long. This thing is pretty crazy. Look at that. It is. Looks like it's an automatic, obviously. So that's easier. Don't have much room to switch gears in there if it wasn't. Oh man, wish there was no music. Look at that. How weird, right? What a weird design. I mean, it's cool. Of course it's weird because it's so different. Very interesting. Now, I wonder if this has any chance of sticking, or, of course trucks will evolve in the future. I'm not questioning that. They always, everything evolves, but I wonder if this kind of design will actually come to fruition on a mass scale. And is it, how much more aerodynamic is it? Clearly it's way different, and I imagine it is performance-wise way more aerodynamic. Look at that weird car back there. So many cars I don't recognize in Europe. Now these lights, to me, do these lights function? I mean, they're so small. We do have the lights down here. So are those the headlights? They seem so low, right? Usually you think of headlights being mounted a little higher. And then if so, what are these? Are these just marker lights? I don't know. I mean, it is a promo vehicle. Maybe these questions aren't answered yet, and I'm just nitpicking, but it is pretty neat. I don't really, I respect it because I like different things and I like weird things. No doubt about that. I don't know if I really like the truck. It's all music. But I'm fascinated by it. It's kind of a closer look. And yet again, this one looks different than the last one. So we've seen 3 different ones that are all titled Colani truck. But they're all different. So I'm a little confused. Usually you think of a concept as one thing. It seems like they've made a whole army of these things. How many versions of this truck are there? They're all different, and they're all equally interesting and bizarre. Again, this one is totally different than the last one, and it's totally different than the first one. I appreciate weird stuff. I'm glad stuff like this exists. But when I look at beautiful DAFs and Scanias and even American trucks, Australian trucks, the trucking game is pretty cool right now, I think. Scanias, some of these Scanias and DAFs, Mercedes trucks, Iveco, all of them. I find them very interesting. Some of them are drop dead gorgeous, right? It it's hard to, like I said, I really think these are quite bizarre, and I'm glad there's weird stuff out there. I think weird, custom vehicles, and I think concepts and stuff have their place, right? It's good to push boundaries and think out of the box and think of somewhat weird or ridiculous vehicles just for the sake of doing it. I can appreciate it. These are just too bizarre for me, and that sounds weird to say because I usually like weird stuff. They're just like, I don't see these replacing Scanias anytime soon. Okay, here's another one. Of course, we see the DAF branding on the wheels there. Look at that. It's so weird. I will say that this one, because we've seen 3 of them. The first one we'll call like the bullet plane look one. The second one was this one. And the third one we just saw in that vertical video was another version. I will say I think I like this version the best. This one seems like the most realistic. A decade or 2 from now, whatever, right? Whatever they're aiming for. I feel like this one is the most realistic. Again, I don't think these are replacing trucks we know anytime soon. But out of the 3 we've seen, I think this one's the most feasible and, I guess the best looking. It's like the least offensive, if that makes sense, for lack of a better term. It's so weird. I mean, at least this one's a more realistic display because you actually see the truck, right? The cab and then the rear part, the axles. Obviously, the wheels are covered up. But like that, and then it has a trailer, right? So this is the most conventional, truck and trailer setup we've seen out of the bunch. Instead of some box attachment or whatever, like the other ones had. Wow, I don't know where this was filmed. It's beautiful, though. There's mountains everywhere. I mean, yeah, it looks like the future. Look at that. That's so crazy. Wow. I would love to know what y'all think about this. I feel like it's going to be perhaps mixed. I feel like a lot of people will be like, yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it's weird. And, I'll stick to my truck over this. I think that's what most people will think. Maybe some of you really love this. You got to let me know. Look at this picture. These are older pictures. So I don't know, how far back this goes. I mean, damn, this must have been hella futuristic if these pictures are from the 80s or 90s. What? You got to applaud that. I mean, some of them look interesting. Now, when you combine it with the futuristic trailer like this, I actually kind of like it more, right? Maybe it's more of a complete package. See, I dig that. That is pretty neat. Still think it's weird, maybe slightly ridiculous, but I can appreciate this more. The aerodynamics seem like they flow much better and make sense here. Whereas, having this futuristic aerodynamic slippery truck on and then the rear 80% of the truck is a box like you would see on another truck, that looks weird and it clashes and it doesn't make sense. This looks fairly interesting. I will say that. I just don't know how realistic this would be. The comfort level, are the numbers really better, super better or worth it, you could say? How are these to work on, right? There's so many questions I have with this. They're so bizarre. It is cool, though, to see something like that. I literally can't imagine, actually. Look at 2 different designs right next to each other. I literally cannot imagine what kind of heads this would turn on public streets. I mean, damn, right? This one is the coolest one. That one wins, for sure. Look at that. Wow. I can't get over that. The glass bubble there is so weird, man. You know what? I didn't even bring it up. Safety. What would safety be like on these? Is that safe? Don't know. I'm thinking maybe not. Here's another look at one. You can actually hear it running. Yeah, when it's just combined with the square, regular attachment or trailer like you would see on a regular truck, it doesn't work for me. Sounds cool, though. I mean, it is a DAF underneath, right? Yeah, I mean, sounds better than some futuristic vehicle that you can't hear, I guess. Media Markt. I always love looking at surroundings in Europe. I don't know where this is, but what is this? Like a little, like Media Markt? Is that like a electronics store or something? Well, there it is. That's some looks at Colani trucks. And I say Colani trucks plural because there were multiple different trucks. It wasn't just one truck, right? We saw different ones in different liveries, different trailers, different aesthetics. You know, I hopefully these were all Colani trucks. I've gotten many clips linked to me before. So this is a combination of that and then, you know, those serving other videos on this in the algorithm. So I kind of combined them all. Hopefully this made sense. Very interesting look at that. And I would love to hear in the comments what you guys think and, you know, anything we should know about this truck. If you really like these and, you know, these are the future, so be it. Like, I respect you. Maybe I don't get it yet, you know? I don't know. As always, I think it is fascinating looking at concept vehicles and, you know, I think it's even more fascinating when you look at concept vehicles from maybe 10 or 20 years ago and you actually see that they came true, like they actually made it to production, you know, and then, of course, if you link that to, you know, maybe some concepts we think are weird now might end up making it to production. You just never know. Hope your day's been going great. I appreciate you watching. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.